Hi everyone, it's Ali here. We are here to have a s- quick overview what the Zoom can do for learning. Let's get going. At the moment, I have a situation where I'm presenting as a teacher. I'm using my laptop, working from home. I have virtual students where they are sitting here, but we assume they're working. They are not here. One is a mobile. Using some students are using mobile nowadays. The one is a laptop student who's also working from home as well, and one computer. There's a third student. We might get somebody come online. They just join as well. Let's see. Let's get going. To start a Zoom session, you need to have a Zoom app installed, or you can go directly from the browser as well. The third thing you can have is the URL. Like here we have my personal Zoom link, which is my personal meeting ID. You can put it this way. You can have the Zoom app installed. You have to have a Zoom app. You can do from there as well. Okay. So I normally prefer the link. I just click on a link. It's automatically gonna use the Zoom app and start my meeting. What I see here, that's what I get. It's coming on because I have two screens, so that's why it's showing on the other screen. I put it on automatically recording mode, so don't have to click that because so many times I start a lesson and at the end I don't have any recording and student asks for it, then I say oops. But I turn off the microphone by default because when you start a session, you keep talking, you don't realize students are listening. Because recording, I send it later. So if I do a blooper, I can edit that. I can cut out that thing. But my students are good now. They remind me, okay, please turn on and make sure the recording's working. We need this lesson later. Now we keep going, and I'm going to turn on the camera because I'm set to go now. And don't look at my clothes and all that, but just look at you can see me. So I turn on the camera. I can choose which camera I want. I have external camera and I have internal camera, which is a laptop I'm using. It's still saying you are unmuted. I'm gonna keep myself unmuted. I can unmute myself. Now they can listen, they can see me. The other cool thing is when you turn it on, you get like this. This is normal. Okay. You see yourself in the start like this, and you say, it's okay, they can see me, but if I have a little juice thing here somewhere, you can see right there, and a lot of my personal stuff. So if you're worried about too much and you have a very small corner at home, you can be fancy and change your background with a virtual one. How do you do it? You just click on this arrow and just go choose virtual background. It's a very cool thing. You can choose whatever the background. You can be over the moon, or you can have your own school logo behind, or if you're running a particular session, you can have a flyer, or otherwise you can be anything. So I'm just gonna put this at the moment. I'll maybe stick to that. It's okay. I stick to that. I'll really stick to that. Anyway, so this is the thing you have now. You're ready. You're waiting for your students. And what we see here, you can request students simply by sharing your meeting ID, which I did it. You can send an email. You can put a password on. So if you don't want anybody intruder coming join your class, and you can change your password class to class. You want to keep things simple. So make sure you have a stick one ID, and you have a set password, and you give it to the students. If there is any incident happen, you have an option to change the password and ask the class to use the new password. So this is you have the options, but try to keep things simple. And now I'm inviting my students through email. Okay, I can send them an email. Go on. So mail is going, and I can It's automatically gonna pick it up, stuff like my meeting ID and all that. By some reason, it's taking a long time, which doesn't happen often. But maybe I'm using a lot of bandwidth because my webcam is going. Meanwhile, you can also look at while the email is coming up, you can look at the other features, the screen. This is the panel come and go. Here you can share. There's a chat option to chat with your students. I turn on the closed caption so they can see. It's on trial. I didn't do it. I have a support option as well, which is only happen if you need to control other person's computer. So it's not the case at the moment. We are just presenting. We are waiting for students, and so this is gonna happen. Please join Zoom meeting in progress. You can change it if you want, class references, something. This is all they need, and this is a meeting ID. Okay, and you send it to them. I'm gonna send to my son to join. He has a computer. Oops. Send. Actually, I'm gonna do that. It's okay. Let's assume. Let's assume my son received it on the mobile. I'm just going back to see myself in the. Okay, I put it in front of my body, otherwise it will vanish. See, it's vanished because of that. So this is. I go my email. Assume that's my son's mobile. He received it, and I go in there. I received. I'm just checking, and that's what they're gonna get. They're gonna get an email like that, and then in that email they click on a link, the link I showed. Actually, I just record that part as well. So I do it again. I go to my thing there, I click on it, and the first thing you're gonna see, I'm recording that session as well, so you can see what happened on the other side. In there, it give me option to call via device audio, or I can use mobile. If you don't have a good internet speed, you can use mobile as well. But I'm just saying, use my audio device. Now I have one student. I turn off the mic of that student. Now I have one student with me. So how do I know? You had a chimp audio coming through where you it alerted me. I set it up. Whenever new student come, I hear it, so I know there's somebody there. I'm not alone. The confusing part is the same people, so that is you have to bear with me, and I can chat with them. I can do a lot of things, but at the moment I want to see them. If I have to see that student, I can request them to turn on their camera. You can do as well. Ask to start video. Now on that my screen of mobile, I'm getting start my video option there. I can choose later, or I can tap on it on now. Start my camera. Now I have another person with me, and I can see them as well. Normally you don't see because until they don't speak, and I turn on the mic of my mobile, so I turn it on. So now you can see from the mobile. So it's when I speak here, then I appear, and when I'm not speaking, I'm speaking from the mobile, then you can see from. So this is the other student talking. Sorry about this confusion, but you'll get it soon. Let's get going. Now the next thing which you need to have is you want to talk to your students and you want to explain them something on the whiteboard. One option is you are going to present something. Okay, you're going to present something. That's where I use the other laptop. Okay, I want to show myself, but at the same time I want to present something as well. So to present something, you can share your screen. I have two screens, so I have a choice to do it, but I can have on the other screen, I share it. And this is a very important thing. If your presentation have some kind of sound or video, make sure you click on this one and then you click on share. Now I'm sharing the other screen. Now you can see myself in a speaker view, but other people seeing my screen. Because if you look at my mobile, which I'm going to share later, on my mobile, I'm not seeing what you're seeing. I'm seeing presenter view. I'm seeing over there this screen, which is on the other side. So I'm using two screens, so I have a choice. So this is what you will be seeing if as a student. So that's what I'm seeing there. As a student will see this thing. All right. And I can see my student as well, but I'm presenting there. And I can open up, let's see, I'm presenting some website. Let's go Google and say, download Zoom. Okay. So that's what they're seeing. So now we have three things: myself and my student on the mobile, and I have my presentation. Now I have, at the same time, I want to show them something on the whiteboard where I freely write things. Okay. For that, I set it up a laptop where I connect to the same meeting. When you get that URL, you will get a screen where say if you are the meeting host, sign in to start. Otherwise, join meeting as a attendee. You need to pick up the option attendee. Okay. So I click on join meeting as attendee, starting my Zoom app from my computer. And soon you will see on the screen a third person joining in. Okay. So we have now the third person here who got to turn off their mic, and their camera is off as well. So I'm going to request to start the camera. So I started camera. This one is set it up on my whiteboard. Okay, now we got another student coming through as well, which is just they're using mobile and they are somewhere in the world. They're somewhere in the world and they only see what I'm showing them over there. And I'm gonna stop that share. I want to show you some possibilities. Okay, I was presenting something and they asked me a question which I cannot explain through sharing a screen. Rather, I want to write on the whiteboard. For that, I have this laptop this laptop, set it up for that. So it's directly to my whiteboard. I'm going to stop sharing now. They say, how do you stop sharing? You click on stop sharing. Okay. So we got, now the people will see whoever speaking. Okay. Let's get myself stand up. Now you see me in two location. As a presenting, I can turn off that mic camera so you don't get distraction. And the other thing I'm going to do, I'm going to hide non-video participants so we don't get space utilized by this. And I'm going to stop this camera as well. So you get all whiteboard here. I'm looking for a whiteboard marker so I can do something. I don't have a decent marker because I hardly use something, but I try to use it. Now you can hear me obviously, and I can do, let's explain how the Zoom works. My markers are very, very thin, so you might not be able to see big one, which is, I'm not sure. I need a big thick marker, but you got the idea because I hardly use markers, so I don't keep some here. So Zoom allow you to connect with the normal mobile. Even you don't have internet, it allow you to use a smart mobile. I should say smartphone. You can connect through Zoom to the like a tablet or iPad or a laptop because they're same category, and you can use PC. Ideally for learning, ideally you have to have two devices or two screens. You basically need two screens. One is to view your teacher and the share screen. The other one is work. So if teacher is explaining something, okay, go to this website and do this. Now if you have one screen, you can only view it, right? You can only view it, but you cannot work on the same screen. But if you have two screens, then you can view in one and work on the other one. How can we achieve that? Ideally, you have a PC connected to screen. Good work, no problem. You don't have to deal. But if you don't have, you only got one laptop, then you have to split the screen into smaller one. You can do the same thing with there. If you have one computer and one screen, then you can open half of the screen. You can view the meeting, class meeting, and the half you can work. Okay. And the other one is, if you have a laptop, you can do the same thing, half screen, but it becomes very tiny. But the tablet and mobile is very hard. You can't work them on anywhere. It's very hard to work while. But if you have a laptop or a tablet and you have a phone as well, you can join as a two participant, one for the work and the other one for the viewing, or you just view on one and do the work on the other one. You don't have to join the two unless you want to do something switch around. I think I explained that. I repeat that again, how you can have, like in a classroom, whatever we do in a classroom, I'm trying to demonstrate how can you do virtually. Okay, in the classroom, what we do, we come there and teachers start talking, and you have notebooks to write down, and you have a laptop to work on. But you don't need a device to see your teacher. But here you need a device to see your teacher or whatever saying. Over there, they are presenting using their projector, right? They're presenting using the projector. So you don't have to have a webcam and another thing there. But in virtual environment, you need a device to show anything. So this is the only window you have with your teacher. But you need a working device as well because teacher can explain something. If your work is right on the paper, which I assume is getting less and less, then you don't need a two devices because you're watching on one device and you're working on your paper. Then you don't need it. But if you need to work on a computer, then have a Zoom session on a separate device or a separate screen. This is very important. I invite another user to join the team. I'm going to the. You just bear with me. I'll be back in 1 second or less. I invited another student to join. We wait. Okay, so I hear myself, another ringing bell of thing. I need to turn off their mic, otherwise I got the duplication. This is a big lesson. Hang on a second. This is a big lesson. If you are certain students come to your place, or if you're using a Zoom in a same room, different people joining the meeting virtually, then it's not a good idea to using a microphone or speaker shared across. Otherwise, you get an echo. So make sure in the room only one mic working. Okay, speakers can be go through headphones. That's fine because then they can only listen through that. But they don't need to. Only one person need to have mic. Rest of the speakers should be turned off. Rest of the mic should be turned off because you are sharing the same physical space. It's like a classroom. You don't need a headphone in a classroom to listen to your teacher. But one mic need to work because people who are not here, they need to see you and hear, listen to you. Okay, so that's the thing you can do. Other options about the Zoom is integratable with the many learning management system. We use Google, so it got a G Suite app just for the education purpose. So it works with the Google. That's very important because all the tutorial and lesson plans and other videos we use through that. The other feature I'm going to cover now, wrap it up things. The other features you can Zoom is the recording part of it. The recording, you can have multiple recording. I normally make multiple recording topic wise topic, so it's automatically split my tutorials as a video. So end of the class, I share my lesson for the people who find it hard to follow because sometimes I'm too fast or they couldn't understand in the first go. And some people are absent or some people want to listen them later. So I record them and share through the Google Drive with them so they can watch it later. Other than that, there is a whiteboard option in there as well. For that, to use it, that you need you need the whiteboard app in there, which I'm going to show you now. Share whiteboard. Okay. Now in that whiteboard, I can write whatever I want to write. But writing with a mouse is pretty tricky. You need to have a drawing tablet or a drawing pad. That is another thing to buy. Then you don't need to stand up, you don't need a whiteboard, but that I find that whiteboard is a convenient as compared to this whiteboard because I find it more walk and chalk really works. So I'm just going to stop this. whiteboard thing. So I'm back in my thing. The now I got a five people working, three are virtual, one is real, one is my whiteboard. I should give them name like that so we can see who's who. But I keep these three clients to test myself because sometimes students don't tell you what's going to happen, but I want to keep watching myself what's happening on the student screen. So the we I can chat with the people. Where is myself? What turn on my. So you saw that there are other options with the Zoom is I can chat with them. I'm just going to show you chat with the everyone are individual to the different one. I can actually have I can split the class so they have their own Zoom thing going within the groups, and I can go one to one as well with the students. I can stop recording and record another one. It will separate the recordings. So at the end, I can have multiple recording to share with my students rather than I have to sit down and edit them separately. Other than that, what else? There's a lot of settings you can configure it to customize your need and your teaching style. That's about it. I think, as I said, you can have a support option when you're trying to teach them something they can't do it on their computer. You can go to their computer and do it on their behalf. The last thing I want to say when I sum it up, it has a lot of capability, but you only take what suits you. Keep things simple. What you do in the class, don't overcomplicate. Where students get confused, or you technically stuck in the middle, because not every student is a tech savvy or technology loving person, or you are the same. So do as per your need, but this will give you the possibility, a window to reach your students. So that's the great tool to give you flexibility, work from home, and you can do all sorts of fancy things with that. Thank you very much having me for that long session. And you, if I missed out something, please give me feedback. If any question, what did I do or how did I do, then you can ask me as well. Till then, see you next time.